I'm sure all of you, when you've started using Solidworks, will have imported a drawing, something similar to this. We've got this garden gate here. Basically comes from these models down here. It's a garden gate, that's a part, and then it forms part of an assembly here. And we've actually, there's one there. We've actually got another one over here. So there you go. That's where it comes from. So we'll minimize these out, and then we'll just take a look at the drawing. So we pulled in from the part environment the garden gate, just dropped an elevation view on here. And we might just want to pull off some detail views. And I'm sure, like all of us, when we first started with SolidWorks, we would have gone up to the view layout tab up the top here. And there we go, it's detail view up here. And you'll get the classic SolidWorks circular detail view, which is much like this. You get a little tool here, which does half the job for us. Click and drag, and you get a nice circular detail view. You can change the size of it if you wanted to. There you go. Click it, drop it over here, and there we go. We can change the scale, make it 1:5 if you want. There's a few things we can do with it up here. It's at the moment in per standard, but you can change it so it's connected, so you get a line connected to it. And then use various other options, broken with leader or broken circle. If we put it back to per standard, maybe the classic way you might like to have it would be with a full outline on it, so you get the circle there. And to create this detail view, essentially what SolidWorks does is it draws a circular sketch on the top here and then creates a view from it, because although you can drag this, because this has not been constrained in any way, but you can constrain it. You could make it a particular size. You'd have to edit the sketch that was made from. Well, because it's automated, because you've used that tool, if you want to edit it, you can right click on it, and there you see it says edit sketch. So it's basically editing the sketch that this detail was made from, and then you'll see that that part of it disappears where you've got the H, because it was a detail number 8, lettered H, and you can see over here you've got your kind of normal sketching open and close areas, and you can actually create as you would do in a normal sketch, either in a model or in drawing space. We could smart dimension it, and we can make it a particular size. So we can make it 300 mil, and there you go, it's bigger. And we could also maybe constrain the center of it to, well, you can already see it's actually already created a coincident relationship to wherever it was. Let's just remove that, because wherever I clicked it on, it must have picked up that line and then made it coincident to it. So we can highlight, bring up the center circle, and maybe going to shift and find another point to click it to, and then like you would when you're doing sketches in models, just go coincident. There we go, we can move it over there and exit the sketch, and we've got some control over that. You wouldn't want to see the 300, so when you're happy that you want to get rid of it, when you're not going to change the size of it anymore, I mean, you can edit it later on anyway, but sometimes I leave them until last minute and then just right click it, hide it away, and then you don't see that anymore. So what if you wanted to create a kind of custom detail, which might be, you might want it to be square, you may just want to show the bottom going on here, or a shape, or whatever it be. Well, the way SolidWorks actually, the tool works, as I said before, was actually making a sketch and then creating a detail from that sketch. So if we go up to the sketch tool up here and maybe choose a rectangle, and let's say that we want to create a detail view of this bottom part here, we just create a rectangle. You can give it a particular size if you want and make it a certain size. We won't do that just yet. I quite like to have the corners radiused off, so you can change the radius here. If you put a fillet, so put a sketch fillet on there, maybe 40 mil would do us all round. Click that off, And a bit like up the top here, maybe we maybe we want to see this R40, so we can right click that and hide that away. And then what we need to do to create the detail is to highlight all of these elements, which you can do by pressing the Shift key down to select multiple items. So you can click them one by one like that, or you can use the Group Select tool, which you can do. Well, it's moving that around a bit at the moment, but you probably, you can drag and group select. Now this probably won't work because I'm off the viewport. So you can see the dotted line out here. This kind of gives you the outline of the view. And what's kind of quite annoying here is when I tried to do the sort of group select, it's bringing up the move command there. So I've either got to do it very carefully, but I'm just missing that line. And you see that's missing that out. So one way you can get over that actually is if you want to lock this viewport open so that it's always open, you can right click on that view and then go lock view focus, and then you'll see that I can just go from right out here and then do my grab select, and it will select those things. And then if you want to switch that view focus back off again, you can right click on it and go unlock the view focus, so it takes out that automatic on off thing. So if you're finding it hard to select those, that's another little tip that you can use. So because it's being a little bit irritating to grab those because they're right next to the edge of the view focus or the viewport, we're going to lock it, grab them. Okay, so now you can see they're all highlighted. So to actually make the detail view, right click on any of those highlighted elements, and then you'll bring up this drop down, go to drawing views, and then we want to select the detail view because that's what we want. So click the detail view, and like before, hey presto, there you go. We get our detail view. That's a little bit big and it hasn't got an outline on it, so let's put a full outline around it and maybe change the scale of it a little bit. Go down to the scales, 1 to 5. There we go. And that's given us a custom detail view. And I think you can do any shape pretty much. I tend to either do circles or squares generally, but I don't know, let's try it. Let's have a hexagon. Here we go. Pop a hexagon up here, up in the top corner. See if it works. It's already highlighted, so I don't need to highlight it. Let's just click the tool off, so it's remained highlighted. Right click on there, drawing views, see what we get, detail view. There we go. Just so that you can see that it's a hexagon, let's just put the full outline on it. There you go. So that's a way that you can sort of create some custom detail views rather than just the standard Solidworks circle. And once again, if you wanted to go in here and just edit that sketch that you've got there, just go right click on it, edit sketch, and then you could put maybe some dimensions on it just to start managing it. There you go, 180.3. Once again, if you don't want to see that dimension in your drawing, which you probably don't, when you're happy with it, right click it, hide it away. There you go. Anyway, hope this helps you click less and save some stress. Thanks. Bye.